What's going on, guys? This is Silver Guitar here. Just cruising downtown and thought I'd get a little bit of footage for you guys. But today's subject is Mark Dice is an actor. Now, recently, George Heminger, formerly G4T, came out and said, that it was all an act, and pretty much most of us knew it. You can watch Alex Jones and you can tell he's acting. He's not being real, and you can watch Mark Dice and obviously you can tell he's not real. But there's a lot more in Mark Dice, his whole acting career, than meets the eye. A lot of people would just say it's Mark Dice. Well, number one, Mark Dice, that's not his real name. Mark Dice is his real name. But there's a couple other characters Mark Dice has portrayed here acting on YouTube. Now, you're not going to get a lot of people to come out and say that they were acting on YouTube. That's why I have to give credit to George. He's taking a lot of shit right now, but he's probably the only guy who's going to come out and tell you that it was all, just a show. But most of us should have known that in the first place. Now let's shift gears to Mark Dice. Mark Dice here, well, you guys remember the Terminator, right? A lot of truther words and stuff like that come out of the Terminator. For instance, freedom fighter, right? Now, who's the boy in Terminator? Isn't it John Connor? Well, check this out.
San Diego, John, you're on the Savage Nation.
Michael, why has information about the Bohemian Grove and George W. Bush's and Bush 41's membership been suppressed and ignored, and why is it laughed at in the mainstream media, sir?
I don't know. What is so weird about the Bohemian Grove? It's a powerful group of men who have a club. I don't understand what's the big secret up there.
You haven't heard or seen the mock human sacrifice video?
Oh, please. Come on.
So we can clearly see that Mark Dice was out trying to portray this John Connor character, and that's how he started his new shift. Then he couldn't have, he wanted all the attention for himself, so he made up his other name, Mark Dice, which isn't his real name. Mark Dice is his real name. And even if you look in the past of Mark Dice, I made a movie, or not a movie, but a video, Mark Dice is a con man and a thief. I'll leave that in the description box below so you can check it out. But he went through, up till his getting into the Illuminati career, just conning people and scamming them. And there's a lot of information that I could get into on this video, but he kind of ruined his own name for himself, so he had to change it to Mark Dice. Now, this isn't it for John Connor. Let's check out another video.
Wow. I wish you'd jump on board with John Connor and the Resistance Manifesto and get with us. And
yeah, what's the Resistance Manifesto again?
Well, we're against the war, and we think that we got to fight against the New World Order.
Yeah.
And take on these occult, the Bush administration. Because of, with their Bohemian Grove and all their other beliefs.
Oh, my gosh, we're into the Bohemian Grove. Greg, I can't. I'm up against the break. I've only got 10 seconds. Hang on just a second. I can't leave the Bohemian Grove out there. You're coming back after the break, and we'll have some Grove Stand orange juice.
So you can clearly see Mark Dice was trying to be John Connor, the freedom fighter from Terminator, right? But great minds think alike. Great con men, I should say. They think alike because here's what Glenn Beck did. So that's just great. Glenn Beck decides to join in on the Illuminati madness as well. So, it just cracks me up a whole lot that Glenn Beck used to be all against this, and then now he writes a book about how it's all true and stuff like that. That's what I find this funny, and this is would be a key indicator to show that Glenn Beck is full of shit. He's just trying to jump on the next bandwagon along with Mark Dice.
Yes, officers. There's something wrong?
Have you seen this boy?
Now, word on the street, and this is only a rumor, I don't have 100% proof of this, but word on the street, Mark Dice is this guy, Tolek. Now, Tolek, Molek, if you haven't heard of Tolek, let me explain. You know, there's the, whole Methi alien from Andromeda crowd, the crowd that talks about, like, these space battles going on, the battles going on here, Earth. Meanwhile, nothing is happening, but these people buy into it, and they just, can just drain people for, donations and stuff, because some people think that there's actually a space battle going on here on Earth, and they need to help support, like, this certain race of aliens that's here to help the humans, while, the reptilians are out to get us and stuff like that. Yeah, a bunch of stuff that's obviously not going on, that's obviously not true. Anyway, there's this guy, Tolek, sounds kind of like Molek, who's been chosen to, be the representative for the humans while the space battle's going on, and then he represents us, and they dubbed him Tolek, and he got rid of his real name. So let's take another voice sample from this John Connor guy, and then let's go sample Tolek, Molek. All right? No, it's really just Tolek, but sounds like Molek.
San Diego, John, you're on the Savage Nation.
Michael, why has information about the Bohemian Grove and George W. Bush's and Bush 41's membership been suppressed and ignored, and why is it laughed at in the mainstream media, sir?
I don't know. What is so weird about the Bohemian Grove? It's a powerful group of men who have a club. I don't understand what's the big secret up there.
You haven't heard or seen the mock human sacrifice video?
Hi, JP. How are you? It's a good question. What will happen in our solar system to our planet during the time of the planetary alignment on December 21st, 2012?
Now, I can't 100% prove that Mark Dice is Tolek.
That's the rumor.
So we've learned who John Connor, the freedom fighter, not the one from the Terminator, but the one from the Resistance Manifesto is. We've learned that Mark Dice isn't his real name, that he's really Mark Schuldice. And we also heard the rumor that Tolek is also Mark Schuldice. Now, we've heard all about all these characters, all these actors, all these, I'll just call them characters, that Mark Schuldice acts as. So now, at the end of this video, I would like to present to you Mark Schuldice as a person, what he did and went out as a person in his own name. Here it is. Did you know Mark Dice started his YouTube channel as a dating channel to give dating advice to guys, and he was selling books? Now, this video is basically a bunch of information that was gathered up by Arcularius X. So if you guys haven't subbed to Arcularius X yet, links in the description box below. I'd appreciate it if you gave him a sub. He's got all kinds of cool information on Mark Dice. I don't even know how he finds it, but he did. And basically I'm going to go over a few things because I'm going to compare him to Kevin Trudeau. But first, we're going to go over a threat comment Mark Dice left to Arcularius X on Arcularius's troll channel, Mark Dice. If you've seen the Mark Dice that's been commenting on my channel, that's not the real Mark Dice. It's Arcularius's. We just thought it'd be funny. And Arcularius went and he was commenting on the water video, Matt Damon's Africa water video. He replied to a comment to him on his Mark Dice channel, and he says, "This is a fake Mark Dice account. Click his name and you'll see it's not me." I will sue you for harassment and impersonation, scumbag. A police report has been filed. Have fun explaining this to your parents. That's a pretty bold comment for a guy who makes videos about how Jay-Z rapes babies. Carrying on, I really did not know that Mark Dice was also a con man in the start of his career. Arcularius made a video, and it was outlining all that stuff. And one of them was a get-rich-quick scheme that he pitched on the internet. It's pretty funny. He was offering, you just had to pay him $5, and you're gonna make $50,000 in 4 to 6 weeks. If you don't believe me, go watch the Arcularius X video in the description box below. But I've got to read this to you guys. This is awesome. You'll make $50,000 in 4 to 6 weeks in the comfort of your own home. Read this offer, then read it again. Your only investment is $5 and a little bit of your time and effort. It's true. Please take 5 minutes to read this article and it will change your life. You'll make over $50,000 in 4 to 6 weeks. He already said that. Maybe sooner. I swear I'm not lying to you. That sounds pretty funny. It sounds like something Mark Dice would say. And this is not a scam. Read through carefully and get a pencil and paper and figure out what's going to happen if you participate in this offer. If you're interested, keep reading. If you're not, please pass this off to someone who is. I apologize for wasting your time. Now here on the bottom is the funniest part, because this sounds exactly like Mark Dice. I don't believe in work, only play. So I got to thinking, how could I get rich by sitting in my own home doing what I want to do? Well, his first thing that he did was start a scam. And he was it was a small-time scam. He wasn't scamming people for too much, just $5. But it's pretty close to panhandling, in my opinion. One of the Kevin Trudeau's first books that he pitched on infomercials was called Mega Memory. Well, Mark Dice had his own little scam called Advanced Memory Concepts. Arcularius X dug up another thing. And again, please go sub to Arcularius. This guy's great, these videos he's making. So basically, he has this book that he's selling, and then he's also the founder of this Advanced Memory Concepts. And you can get consultation from him, or you can pay him to speak, be a guest speaker. Sounds exactly like GIN, the Global Information Network. So pretty much. So there you have it. If you've watched all my Mark Dice videos by now, you should be able to tell that Mark Dice is lying to you, and none of the stuff that he says in his videos is really true, and that he is an actor, and he portrays many different people here on the internet. Now, I think my work here is done as far as it goes on exposing Mark Dice about all this stuff. I don't think there's anything else I can really tell you guys about Mark Dice, and if you just don't get it, you just don't get it. And I can't change anyone's minds. I just have to show what's out there and available for people to learn, and it's up to them to change their own minds. So it's probably like the last Mark Dice video I'm gonna do, unless something, crazy happens. But I'd just like to leave it at that, and I will catch you guys later.
And then there's the interesting skull.